Hello and welcome to another session of Current Affairs where we cover the important events of December week 2. Let's go ahead and start the session. So, in a botched up army operation in the state of Nagaland, 14 civilians were killed. The army paracommandos opened fire on a pickup van carrying coal mine workers, mistaking them for insurgents. When the angry villagers retaliated, a soldier also died uh, as an aftermath of this operation. It is believed that faulty intel, coupled with pressure to deliver results in the anti or counter-insurgency operations in the northeast, resulted to this botched up army operation. State government set up an SIT to investigate the same, whereas army on its own ordered a court of inquiry. The government has announced an ex gratia payment of rupees 5 lakhs for the kin of the dead. This incident has fueled the long standing demand of removing the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, AFSPA, which has been often called as a draconian act. The act, which was enacted in the year 1958, gives extrajudicial powers to the security forces during anti militancy operations, which also includes shoot to kill. India and Russia met on the sidelines of the inaugural 2 plus 2 meeting, where foreign and defense ministers of both the countries participated. Both the countries signed a 10-year pact on military technical cooperation and AK-203 Kalashnikov rifles supplied to India. A total of 28 pacts were signed between the two countries during this 2 plus 2 meet. And during the meet, the challenges from Afghanistan and China were the top issues from India, whereas Russia pushed against the Indo Pacific concept and Quad. The Nobel Peace Laureate Aung Suu Kyi, who is also the top civilian leader of Myanmar, has been convicted on two charges and handled a 2 year sentence. The sentence was initially for about 4 years but was quickly reduced to half. It is worthwhile to remember that Suu Kyi was ousted in a coup last year. In fact, in total, Suu Kyi is facing 11 charges, which can bring a maximum imprisonment of 102 years. The Nobel laureate has been under house arrest for almost 15 years before she agreed to work with the military when they promised to usher in a democratic rule earlier. However, it could not continue for long and she was dethroned last year by military itself. United States has decided not to send any government official to China during the Winter Olympics scheduled to be held in Beijing. The move comes after China placed unspecified countermeasures against any such boycott, which was hinted by the President of United States earlier. Joe Biden had said that he was considering the boycott amid criticisms of China's human rights record, including genocide against minority Muslims in Xinjiang area. However, this boycott will not affect the participation of US athletes in the Beijing Olympics or the Winter Olympics. The Jnanpith Awards were announced, and Neelmani Phukan, the celebrated poet from the state of Assam, won the 56th Jnanpith Award, whereas novelist Damodar Mauzo won the 57th Jnanpith Award. You must remember that Jnanpith Award is the country's highest literary award. Nilmani Phukan is the third stalwart from Assam after Birendra Bhattacharya and Mamuni Goswami to win this prestigious award, whereas Mauzo is the second Konkani writer after Ravindra Kelkar. Ravindra Kelkar won the award in 2006. India's first Chief of Defence Staff, General Bipin Rawat, was killed in a helicopter crash on 6th of December. The crash, which happened in the hilly terrain of Kunnur in Nilgiri district of Tamil Nadu, also also saw his wife Madhuka Rawat and 11 other defense personnel losing their lives. General Rawat won the Sword of Honor at the Indian Military Academy and was commissioned in the Army in 1978. In 2016, he became the Army Chief and went on to become the first Chief of Defense Staff when the post was created on 31st of December 2019. General Rawat will be remembered for the integrated theatre command push and made in India weapon system, which he was very much vocal about. In a change of power, Olaf Scholz was sworn in as German Chancellor, ending Angela Merkel's 16 years of rule in the Germany. Scholz was the Vice Chancellor of Germany for the last 4 years, and he was also the Finance Minister. He will lead a three-way ruling coalition on the federal level with Greens and FDP. The Reserve Bank of India, in its monetary policy, kept all the rates unchanged, including the repo rate. The Policy Committee of the Reserve Bank of India decided unanimously that to keep all the rates unchanged, including repo rate at 4%. Repo rate is the rate at which the central bank or the Reserve Bank of India lends money to the banks. The reverse repo rate, the rate at which the central banks borrows monies from the bank, remained also unchanged at 3.35%. However, the central bank or RBI will drain rupees 1.5 lakh crore more from the system. It has managed to do so already by increasing the variable repo rate or the reverse repo auction, which currently stands at rupees 6 lakh crore. Finally, the farmer unions called off the stir at the borders in Delhi and across different parts of the country after receiving a signed letter from the central government, which accepted most of the demands pressed by the farm unions. Which This stir has been there for almost a year now, and the farmer unions had boarded all the have guarded all the borders actually for the last 1 years across the state of Delhi. The agitation started last year, and they have been camping on the Delhi borders since then against the three contentious farm laws. Earlier, government had repealed the three farm laws. In a shocking news, India witnessed 3.3 million fewer children enrolled in schools in 2019-20 as compared to a decade ago. The school-going population declined from 254.8 million in 2012-13 to 250 million in 2019-20. The decline in enrollment is much higher than the decline in the child population. If you look at the last decade, it saw the highest enrollment in 2015-16 at 260.6 million, and the lowest figures were in the year 2018-19 when it stood at 248.3 million. Do subscribe to our social media handles to receive regular updates about various entrance exams as well as news.